Well, I started taking the courses when I would have already considered myself to be an intermediate player. Now I believe I have the confidence to get up there on stage and play with probably anybody, even professional musicians who've been doing this for years. I feel that I can now hold my own amongst people who do this professionally. I'm Arya Sharma. I live in Canada, and I've been playing the guitar pretty much since I was 17 or so. A lot of it was dabbling, in guitar playing. I've only really started taking guitar playing seriously, I would probably say the last 5 years or so. Well, the biggest challenge, I think, for me learning guitar was that I didn't really have a pathway. I didn't really have guidance. I've taken lessons on and on, but I've never had a continuous guide to development. So, you would get the kind of books and you would look at tabs and you would try to listen to songs, on records and try to play them. And so, you learn bits and pieces there, and but it never makes you a good guitar player. It never really, gets you to where you want to go. Well, money is always relative. It's if you think of all the hours that you spend, trying to get better. If there is a pathway that's going to take you there faster, then I think it's worth the money. If you were taking private lessons from a reputable private teacher, it would probably cost you as much. So it's really not the cost of the course. I'm happy spending the money if the course actually gets me to where I want to go. I think the eureka moment really came in realizing that you have to work meticulously on very tiny little bits at a time, and you have to actually master those tiny bits before moving on to the next. I think the biggest temptation of any guitar player or any musician for that matter is not wanting to spend all the time practicing, but actually, trying to learn songs or trying to learn, solos or things that you can play in front of an audience, and not spending enough time on the basics, which is just technique. And the way that Klaus approaches this, for me personally, has been very helpful. Despite all of that, there's always a temptation to move much faster than you actually should. And that's something that Klaus keeps reminding you of, that you need to go back and you need to really master things before moving on. And so it does require a certain amount of self-discipline. Well, the best way to describe the transformation is not just that I feel more comfortable playing, but that the people I play for actually notice it and realize it. So, I've probably in the last couple of years since I've been using Klaus's courses have received numerous comments, and people joke about it and ask me whether I've gone down to the crossroads and met the devil, because there has been so much improvement in my playing, and it's noticeable. I notice it, everybody else notices it, and there's just a level of comfort at playing things that I would probably not even have tried playing before, because I wouldn't have been able to do it technically, and that has absolutely improved. Well, the nice thing about Klaus's courses is that they cover so many aspects of playing. So whether it's alternate picking, whether it's sweep picking, whether it's whether it's bending, whether it's vibrato, whether it's rhythm playing, all of these topics are being covered. But you have to break it down into little bits and pieces and really work on those little bits and pieces at a time. Over the past couple of years that I've been following Klaus's courses, has made me feel a lot better, a lot more confident. I know that my technical skills, my technical ability, and also my musicality has just improved through these courses. Well, all I can say is that these courses have absolutely worked for me, and that they've taken me to a completely different level. But people learn it differently. People have different styles, and the best way to find out if anything works for you is to give it a try. And there's enough free samples out there of Klaus's work, and trying them out to see if they work for you is the best way to find out if anything works for you, because there's differences. It's worked for me, and I'm happy. That's all I can say.